I've always wanted to fly. From the time I was a kid, I was drawing airplanes on scraps of paper and things like that. In fact, when I was very young, I started taking flying lessons. But I just ran out of time and I ran out of money because I didn't have a lot of, mainly money at the time. My wife one day said, you know, you could go back and get your license. And I don't know why I hadn't thought of that, but I said, oh yeah, you know, you're absolutely right. Flying is a place where, first of all, it's not an easy thing to do. It's something that to do well takes time, effort, intelligence, dedication, commitment. And you know, it's fun for me to channel. Those are things I like to sort of channel into projects, to channel into my life, to channel into businesses. So this is an area where it gets to be me channeling this into a passion that really is mine.
In the world of video games, Stephen Dengler is unique. A self-made millionaire, Dengler, through his side company Dracogen Inc., has been underwriting, donating to, and outright paying for games and web series of all kinds. He's been called the game industry's only financier, but he does it all, he says, just for the fun.
These were video games when I was a kid. And this is what it meant. This is what it meant. You'd go down to the arcade, you'd play this insanely hard video game. It would devour quarters as fast as you could put into it, but it was the coolest thing you could possibly imagine. The next few words I'm about to say are going to date me incredibly, but kids these days have no clue what it was like to be a gamer back in the old days. Being an entrepreneur, being a bootstrapped entrepreneur, literally started with nothing, in a basement with his best friend, making a company, to growing big. I know the challenges that other companies have, so here I'm thinking, okay, I can put the money into lifestyle, or I can take the money and put it into opportunity, creating opportunity for other people. I'm not the kind of guy, like I'm not a Scrooge McDuck that would sit on a pile of money and go swimming in it. Like that's dead money, that's stupid. If it's sitting there, it could be doing something, it could be moving a business plan forward, it could be making something happen that wouldn't otherwise happen. Yeah, this area was kind of dead. We didn't really know what to do with it. When we built out the bottom, we sort of had this stairwell with big sections, and over time I thought, you know what, I should put some cases in here with some of the stuff I've been collecting over the years. A lot of the things you see here are from various projects, from Double Fine there, the portal gun. It's signed by pretty much everyone at Valve. You know, the Eddie Riggs statue, and the Iron Dragon action figure was from my involvement in Shelf Life, which is a web series. I know when someone's coming to me with their dream in their hands, and it's often on bended knee going, geez, can you help me with this? This is really important to me. I know how that feels. I know I can put myself in their position so easily. You know, in many ways it's like flying. It's something that, you know, really was of interest to me as a kid, but couldn't really do anything about it. And then you come back to it as an adult with more resources, and now your ability to do it is completely different. So, you know, as a kid I was playing Torment. As a kid I was playing, or you know, as a younger man I was playing you know, Homeworld. Well, now you get to come back and be at the party with the same people, but in a different way. Now you're contributing. Now you might actually have a little bit of the game, you know, influenced by your presence, and I think that's neat too. So have I ever thought of turning Dracogen into a money-making business? Well, the opportunity in Dracogen is much less than the opportunity in XE. So I mean, it's like saying, you know, I built a tree fort behind my house because I like tree forts. Well, do you ever think your tree fort will be as nice as your house? Well, if my tree fort's as nice as my house, it means because I stopped paying attention to my house and I made my tree fort as nice as my house. You know what I mean? I'm at a point in my life where time is by far the most limiting factor in my life. So, you know, whenever something comes up, it's never, you know, well, I shouldn't say that. It's hardly ever, can I afford it? Can I, you know, can I get there? That sort of thing. It's like, do I have the time to set aside to do this? My kids are at a wonderful age now. They like having me around. So between my family and XE, I really need to focus. And that's what I've been doing over the last year. So, I mean, the Defense Grid 2 project will probably be my last big thing that I do for the foreseeable future. There's a non-trivial amount of symbolism in these cases because these cases are located inside of XE. So when you think about it, it's just like my ability to participate in side projects is located inside of XE. I have to coordinate that, and I have to make sure that it is something that fits inside of my XE experience, but they're also full, as you can see. It's going to be very interesting to see where this goes, and it's been incredibly exciting, and I'm incredibly grateful to have shown up at the party when I did and been involved at a time when, again, not to blow my own horn, when I was kind of a pioneer of doing this, right? I think in the future, this is going to happen a lot more often. When I was growing up, gaming was not cool. Starting now, the people that are the CEOs of the world are not going to be able to say that anymore. So you're going to see more and more people going, you know what? Getting involved in games sounds like a really good idea to me. I've grown up with games. You know, I'm just the tip of that. I'm the vanguard of that wave. There's going to be a whole wave of people behind me. I think the model is going to be much more like Hidden Path than Double Fine. Where Double Fine, I came to the party, it was just me financing, doing some project financing. That puts a lot of risk, right? That concentrates a lot of risk in me because I'm the only money at the table there. If you look at Hidden Path, they've got crowdfunding, they've got their own funds, and they've got my money. I'm part of the story there. I often ask myself if it was a midlife crisis, because you know, between the last 5 years was from the 40 to 45, and you're like, was that a midlife crisis? If it was fun. I'm not gonna lie, it was fun. You know, I had a lot of you know, I got cool roles and videos and games and stuff like that. Met some of my gaming idols and heroes from when I was a kid. You know, that's been a lot of fun being involved with video games. Absolutely a lot of fun, but I think that if it was a midlife crisis, or if it was, a little bit of playtime, maybe it's time to just contain it to a couple of things that I can do without too much hassle on a regular basis and leave it at that.